Hello and welcome to the Automotive Flux channel. So, first things first, my voice is dying today. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Let's go modern, and we'll go for the Mustang. But it's been a busy, not couple of weeks, but the previous week has been quite busy. I don't know why I did that, but hopefully that is fixed now. But the previous week has been pretty busy, and I've been talking a lot, so my voice is pretty much gone, which is not a good thing. Let's hope that this Mustang can compete with some of these ridiculous cars. It's good to change it up, though. Well, now that that's over with, let's talk about the main title of today. So every week I've been trying to play a new game out of my Steam library just so I have just so I have something to talk about, but also so that I can get one game out of my Steam library as out of the not played section. Now I have 374 games on Steam. I was gonna give that in reverse there. And probably maybe 100 or so of them are unplayed, maybe a bit more than that. Okay, that was the first time I've ever actually reset in this game before. I don't think that that I've ever jumped off a cliff like that and had to reset. I am not doing so great today in the driving, I must admit. So yeah, I've been playing a new game this week, and that was Maize. So if you don't know what Maize is, I didn't know what Maize was either, but I got it out of the Humble Bundle at some point. It's basically like a walking simulator type game, except you do puzzles. And the puzzles are pretty basic. It took me about just over 3 hours to beat the game, but it was enjoyable. I can't say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it. It's one of those games where if you know what you're getting into, then it'll be spoiled and it won't be worth playing anymore. It's one of those games you need to go into without knowing what's going on and then kind of experience over the 3 hours of its runtime. But the gist of it is that it's a walking simulator. You kind of just appear in a field and you walk around and kind of figure things out. It does take a while to get going, I will say. They did that on purpose, though. It's pretty obvious once you beat the game why they did that. It's supposed to have an air of mystery, and it definitely does hold that for a while, but it's not a horror game, it is a comedy game. So probably the first hour, I would say, is slow, and that's something that would turn off a lot of people, which is obviously not a good thing. But wow, this Mustang is nuts. Okay. Yeah, that's something that would turn off a lot of people. Not everybody's going to be able to withstand 1 hour of kind of just figuring out a game for themselves. And so I'm sure that the playtime isn't very good, but it's well regarded on Steam, so yeah. I guess that's enough about that. So, it's actually coming up to an anniversary on this channel. I think this is our 3-year anniversary coming up. But at some point within the first year, I made a Borderlands series. It has 11 episodes. I couldn't do, it was supposed to be 10, but I had to split the final episode in 2. So it's 11 episodes. And I was playing Lilith, basically just trying to beat the game. That was my goal, just a playthrough. But it wasn't working out too well. Basically, the rendering size of the videos, I wanted to do half-hour episodes, so the rendering size of the videos was too big for Windows Movie Maker, and it was complicating things. And I had to stop after 10 episodes because it just didn't make sense to continue. Wow, we are gonna end up using like every flashback this match. Okay, we got it. First, wow, I'm surprised. I guess after all those flashbacks, we did come back. Well, we were 5 seconds ahead. Okay, we didn't even need to use the last one then. We would have been fine. But I did that series, and that's pretty much the only non-driving game series I've ever done on here. But I've gone back, and I've started to play Borderlands again. Because, like, with school being out, I've had so much time, and I haven't really been playing any games, so I decided that I'd go ahead and play that game, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm remembering why I started the series in the first place. Like, I have a bit of a history with Borderlands, and I guess I may as well tell you the story. So, back in the day, and this was a long time ago, like, maybe 2009, in high school, I was in high school at that point. I had just bought myself a brand new laptop. It was $1,100 back then, but I had no idea about specs or anything. I just bought one that I thought looked cool. Turns out that laptop had a graphics card and I could play games on it, and it still holds up pretty well today despite being incredibly old. But I did get a new laptop because that thing, the hard drive died. But anyway, upon figuring out that I could play games and I could finally play some higher test, that's probably not the right term for it, but I could finally play some higher fidelity PC games, something that I'd been missing out on for years because I've never had an up-to-date computer. I was always behind. My desktop never had any graphics. It just had an older Pentium from like 2006, 2007 or something, so it struggled to play any game except for the most basic ones like Roller Coaster Tycoon. And the thing was that I didn't have any money really back then. I had a paper route, so that's how I bought the laptop, but after that I had nothing, and I couldn't buy games. So I asked a friend at high school if he could pirate some games for me, because back then my internet was pretty garbage as well. And so he did, and he got me Left 4 Dead 1 and Borderlands 1. Now, not really knowing what I was getting myself into, I played Borderlands 1. I put a lot of time into it, but I was so new to games at that point. I was so new to, like, complicated games. I had been playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and a bunch of racing games and like Battlefield 2 at that point, but that was it. And Borderlands kind of introduced me to the entire genre of RPGs like that. This is Borderlands 1, by the way. I think that's pretty obvious judging by the year that I'm saying. And I remember one thing clearly from it, and that was I came to an area in-game where I was just instantly being killed by some characters. I think it was some kind of boss or something that I was just being insta-killed by over and over again, and I couldn't escape. And that's when I stopped playing the game. But that was my first experience with Borderlands and the Borderlands franchise. Not too long after that, actually it was quite a while after that, but I wound up getting an Xbox 360 kind of on a fluke, and I didn't have any games for it, so I borrowed Borderlands 2 from one of my brother's friends, and I played through the entire game, and I totally loved it, and it's pretty much history from there. Now I don't have my Xbox hours counted, but just on Borderlands 2 on PC, I've got 70-something hours, and the pre-sequel, I've got another 40 on that, and Borderlands 1 is what I'm currently playing through, because I've never beaten it, which is what my goal is. But I want to complete the game. I'm currently 10 hours in. And that includes all the slow progress from the first playthrough that we're doing on this channel. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm I'm enjoying my time with it so far. I've only put in like an extra 4 hours on top of what was done a couple years ago, but I'm going to play more of it today even before working, and just kind of, enjoy myself, I guess, as school starts up again. So that's pretty much it. Wow, we are not going to make it through that. I don't even want to take the risk. So, oh no. Okay, we made it. That's good enough. So one thing that I've been noticing a lot with myself is change over the past couple weeks. School has been out due to a strike, and suddenly they're bringing it back, but the last couple weeks I've just been wasting a ton of time because I don't have anything to do. Like I've set out some projects for myself and then pretty easily completed them, but overall I haven't really done that much in the past 5 weeks, which is over a month, 1/12 of the year, and I haven't really done anything, and that kind of brings shame to me, to be honest. I feel bad about that. That's something that I need to work on personally, but I've been feeling that I've made some changes in my life, and those are good things. Specifically when it comes to time management. And one of the things that I've been trying to do is cut out things or practices that are not good for me to continue to do. Like, throughout the past 5 weeks, I've been pretty much playing Smite every single day in the morning, if I could. Carnage. Oh no. Let's do this and then we'll be done for today, I guess. We're totally going buggies. Actually, no, we're going trucks. Trucks are too cool. And we'll do this DC shoes thing. We may as well. So, yeah, like I said, one of the things I've been trying to do is get rid of bad habits, basically, bad time-wasting habits. And playing Smite every single morning up until like 12 o'clock, when I don't have anything to do on that day, of course, is majorly time-wasting. And that's just kind of been my default every morning, just something that I've been doing because I don't know what else to do. And then it became a habit. And then it just became, I just threw that guy into a wall. It just became something that I just kind of did. And it was actually kind of difficult to stop doing it. But by not playing Smite every day in the morning, I have given myself like an extra 2-3 hours every day to work on things and actually be productive. But one of the things I'm starting to feel more and more is that in the future, I'm probably not going to have much time to play games anymore. And obviously that's just a reality for most adults. Like when you work full time and you've got a home to deal with and all the struggles of life and everything, just things that are happening, it's hard to find time to do stuff like play games. And I think in the future that I'm not going to have much time at all. I kind of need to learn to wean myself off of playing games as a bit of a crutch or a time wasting, hey, what else am I going to do type idea, and transform it into productive time, like time when I'm actually getting things done instead of just procrastinating. But I think everybody experiences this kind of change, and it's kind of good that it's happening to me now because I'm at a spot where I'm really close to some major change, like finishing school and then starting to work full time or going off to university or whatever I do. That's major change, and being able to develop good habits now is going to help me a lot in the future. So I've been limiting myself significantly when it comes to this stuff, and now that school's starting back up again, it starts up tomorrow, in fact, or today for you, but Wednesday, because I'm recording this early because I'm trying to be responsible. But yeah, I definitely feel like change is coming for my time, and I need to be using it better. But anyway, let's talk about something else. I'm not sure what else to say. I've been trying to, like I said, like along with this whole idea, I've been trying to do more things, trying to get out and do things, rather than just kind of sitting at home. And that's been really good so far. I would encourage anybody who feels the same way as me, where they kind of just feel like there's nothing else to do and you've got no purpose or projects or anything. That was sick. But I would encourage you to take that step, jump out there and try something, even if it's difficult, as like it's been extremely difficult for me. Actually, a lot has happened in the past 5 weeks. Like, my car broke and its repair bill was insane, so I bought a new car and I sold that car. But that was a really big experience for me. That was tough. It really is hard to let go of something that you've been accustomed to for 4 years, spent a ton of time in and a lot of time working on, and then selling it to somebody and buying something new. That was a lot more of a challenge than I thought it was going to be. And the whole like change that comes with that, the organization, the expense, that's the kind of thing that kind of gives me purpose. Doing that stuff is easy to procrastinate on, but it's also incredibly important. And yeah, I think you know what I mean. Alright, so I think we've got one more of these races left. This might end up being a shorter episode today, but my voice is like done. I'm working in, well, basically 4 hours, because I've got to edit this and then upload it and then eat and then also get ready for work. So I've got maybe 3.5 hours of free time left today. But yeah, I need to save my voice for that. Gotta be able to talk. Well, this is actually a really nice livery on here. I think that's how you say that word. Really nice color palette. I don't know. Words. Haven't been to school in 5 weeks. Okay, give me a break. Interestingly enough, that's one thing I find about myself. I tend to forget things really, really quickly when not practicing them often. So a lot of the skills that I used to have, I just don't have anymore, or it would take some time to get them back out of me. One thing that's never quite gone away, though, is mental math. I don't know why, but I'm pretty good at mental math. That one doesn't seem to leave. Anyway, enough pretend boasting, let's be real. So, future of the channel, I'm kind of worried about it, to be honest. I've made this channel and I do these videos just because, okay, that was a really cheap move on my part, just because I enjoy doing it and I enjoy putting in the effort to make it happen. But I feel that eventually I won't be able to do this, like I said before, and that I'm going to have to either change my format or just not do it at all. Which kind of sucks, because this is a bit of a therapy for me, as I've mentioned. It's really, like, it's good to be able to talk to the camera, and even though there is no camera, talk to the microphone, play a game, because that's what I like to do. Whoa, that was a bit of a turn there. And, wow, that was another turn there. That was a little off. But it's good to be able to talk out loud like this. The one thing, like when I started this channel, I've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again. When I started this channel, I was a lot more reserved, and I was trying to make changes in my life, basically, as I am all the time. You should always be making change in your life, but I was really having a hard time talking and stuttering specifically. That's one of my bigger social issues. But talking like this in this medium, like being able to express myself, really does help quite a bit. Just talking like this kind of helps me to figure out how to say the things that I want to say in a way that makes sense to people. And that's something that I was majorly struggling with before. And just being able to say things clearly as well, and not have awkward pauses and just times when there isn't anything to talk about. Like, basically these videos are just 100% improv with a very slight emphasis on a game that I've talked about or that I haven't talked about yet, because that just gives me a gateway to start talking about other things. And that's a good thing. That's something that's good to practice, being able to talk about anything. Like, in the past, what I've done is, for conversations, I just have a bullet point list of things to mention. And then I have practiced sayings and ways of saying things, depending on the situation, to get those bullet points met and have a successful conversation, I guess. And that is probably not a good way to do things. I mean, it means that conversations mean pretty much nothing, because I've just pre-rendered everything in my mind, and it's just, well, this is how it's going to go because this is how I'm going to point it. And then if it goes somewhere else, then I don't know what to say, and it's going to get super awkward. So what's the point of even talking to people? Well, this is definitely helping me to get better at improvisation. Andre, I thought they called me Carnage before. And we are gonna hit level 30. Nice. I think level 30 might be max level. Well, we're doing really well in this one so far, so let's not spoil it today. We'll wait till next week. But just in case we need a little extra time, let's talk about progress in this game. Basically, we're going to finish off this triangle, this one, and then we'll be done with all the major championships. All of these will be done. Ish. And then we have this over here, which is like, these are smaller areas which you can go to collect these things, which we're going to do. And then there are these mini championships as well. So I'm looking forward to these. They're basically just like slightly longer versions of different things that we've already done. So we've got rallycross, trailblazing, land rush, head to head, and then I assume that's like Jim Hanka or something. So all of them are just concentrated versions of those. We'll just do all the rallies, all the rallycross, all the railblazer. You get the idea. So I'm looking forward to finishing this off. We're actually not that far away. So yeah. See you tomorrow for whatever happens. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe Smite, maybe not. Like I said, I'm trying to get away from playing Smite because I've been playing it way too much. So it might be something else. I don't know. We'll see. Thursdays are just going to be random things now, I think. I will default to Smite videos, but it's probably just going to be random stuff. But anyway, just in case this video gets too long, I'll see you tomorrow.